Hello and welcome to another weekly reading with myself, Reverend Arlene C. And this week's reading is from Sunday, April 13th till Saturday, April 19th. So I'm just going to move the camera here quickly so I can show you the cards that we got this week. So we have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands, had to count there for a second, Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Lovers, the Empress, and the Chariots. And get that back set up. Okay, perfect. And the deck that I am using today is Sawyer's Path, a Tarot Journey. So what is so interesting is I feel that, and I think it's actually starting today, the 12th, is the pink moon, right? And Venus is going direct again. Like I said, I don't know a lot about that, but I do believe that because so many in the collective possibly do, it amplifies what is told about it, right? So what's interesting is that, we have the first four cards are all these wands. It's a lot of fiery energy, which usually the fire, I find, is very connected to Aries. But this is craziness. Look at all those. That's just nuts. Okay. So, I do feel that many of us are in this charged type of energy, right? Where, it's like we felt that we were being bombarded and that we're kind of constantly in this fight or flight type of energy, and we just felt like we were constantly on the go. Or just more in reactive mode, I guess would probably be another term for it. And it just felt like, at the same time, it almost felt like butting heads, working to get things going and constantly being hit with what felt like blocks or having to jump through hoops. I keep seeing contracts. I don't know. I feel like a lot of contract things were coming up, so needing to, look at wording, making sure everything was in there, everything was clear. So I don't know. To me, I just felt like there was things to do with contracts, things to do with obligations, and trying to think of what the other word is. I keep seeing too, either, with stuff with construction, let's say if you're building things, trying to sell a home, it was just a lot, there was just a lot happening. And, it was also about being sure that what you needed was being met. Often it was, and how much are you willing to compromise and how much are you not willing to compromise, right? What is your, where your limits are. I felt that. And it's now you're just at this point where it was okay, now it's just kind of, run the wrong way. Now it's just kind of it's out there, you put it out to the universe, and now you're just waiting, right? But then it's you're waiting now, but you're waiting for the new opportunities to arise, right? It's now you're ready for that time to go, right? So it's almost okay, all this stuff is done, right? All the contracts are done, everything has been signed, dotted, all the conversations that needed to be had, for the most part, is kind of behind you now, right? So now it's okay. Now let's see. Now it's you're back into a new sense of creative mode, right? Because now it's like, okay, those things are done. So now I can get started on the next piece of whatever this is, right? Okay. And I almost feel too that for some, it's also about like personal relationships and family stuff. So it's almost like you were so focused on this piece that now you feel like you can now bring your attention back to the home front or more of a personal matters. And that's something else that I feel like. So I feel like some aspects over here were kind of also put on hold or delayed while you were waiting for that to be taken care of. And now you feel like that sense of like, okay, I can breathe. I have the brain space to deal with this. And it feels like a lot of changes too for people. I'm feeling, and maybe part of this contract stuff could be to do with, I feel like too, like maybe like weddings or like, you know, either there's a wedding coming up or you're trying now to plan a wedding. I also feel like it's about starting families, maybe for people who maybe are adopting. For some too, I feel like it's buying a house, selling a house. So it's a lot of those two things, like, you know, but I feel that they're still going to require some choices to be made, because often, as much as the lovers can represent a couple, it's also about choices, right? So there's also that in mind. And yes, the Empress can often represent pregnancy, but when you think about it too, it is also about like abundance, reproduction. So when you think about it too, now with Easter coming, right, Astara, so that is about, you know, with the spring energy coming now, the time for creative, but also there's like spikes in pregnancies and stuff too, right? So there's that. And then you have the Chariot, which is about that energy getting ready to like steam ahead and go. So I feel that this energy this week, it's kind of like that sense of push and pull in a way, where it's like there's some aspects where now there's a little bit more clarity and now you're focusing on the next piece and waiting for that green light to go and get the next piece going. So I do sense and feel that right now it's important that we try to stay as present as possible. Focus on not, like, try your best to not stress out about it. Like, I understand that there could be aspects of feeling frustrated and impatient, but don't be stressed about it. Like, don't worry, because I feel that everything is going to be what it's meant to be, and it will always turn out to be for your highest good. It's about you needing to relinquish the need to control it or control the outcome. It's more of step back, right? Just try to breathe. You know, if you need to kind of step away for a little bit, do that. It's really important too, especially with just the outside stuff like media and all those things. Step away from all of that. Take time to just breathe. Have conversations with whoever it is that you speak to, right? So it could be God, it could be the universe, your angels, your departed loved ones, whoever it is that you speak to that helps to bring you that sense of comfort. Reach out to that source, and and just ask for clarity. Ask for the courage and patience that you need to know when to take action and when to make your final decisions. Because right now I feel like there's a lot going to be thrown at us right now, especially with these planets starting to go back direct and just the energies, and with spring energy, it brings a lot rising to the surface now, and we are just like, oh, what do I do with all this, right? It's like the plants and the grass is coming out greener now, and we're seeing more life, right, happening. So with that, as much as it's exciting, it also brings a lot of unsteadiness, right? Because it's just like, oh, everything just feels like it's happening at once, which it really wasn't, but we weren't so aware of it before. So it's very important to kind of not allow ourselves, which is interesting because the card at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. So don't allow yourself to get stuck in your own chains, in your own rope, in your own cage of your thoughts and fears, right? And it's interesting because then underneath that too is the Devil card, right? Which is, again, it's us allowing ourselves to gaslight ourselves, to be our own manipulator in a way, or let ourselves be manipulated by others. And it's about not allowing, like, again, it's about not allowing our fear to control us, right? And our deep agonizing thoughts, because they're just a thought, they're not real, right? And understanding that these thoughts are not real. It's needing to, again, be truly present and have faith and have trust that it is going to work out in our favor. And it's not always about getting what we want, it's about getting what we need. And that is more valuable than anything. So it's about, again, really letting go of your expectations to how the outcome is supposed to be. And it's interesting because as I said that, my clock just said 11:11. So there we go, confirmation. Surrounding you all in such divine love. Remember, you are loved, you are seen, you are safe, and you are whole. Until next week, we'll chat soon.